Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lindsay. Today we're going to be reviewing the new Covergirl Clean Fresh line. I'll also be doing a demo and a wear test to see how these products perform throughout the day. I'm really excited to share this with you guys. There is 3 products in the collection. We have the Clean Fresh Skin Milk Illuminator, and then there's also a Clean Fresh Cream Blush. I will tell you more details about ingredients, shades, prices, and things like that during the demo, but just overall, I know this isn't going to be clean to everybody. I did my own research and everything that I found. There wasn't any red flags for me to stop from trying these products out. There is things I know people aren't comfortable using. Again, do your own research, use what works for you. You don't have to comment below, this isn't clean, because it's really a subjective term. A lot of brands are going to try to market as clean nowadays because it is gaining popularity, but I love how brands are moving towards that, making more products for sensitive skin, being more ingredient conscious. So I think any effort towards that is great, which is why I wanted to review this line. It also is more affordable. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Before we start, if you guys aren't already subscribed, I would love to have you. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video at any point or find it helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you're excited about this new collection and if there's anything in particular you want to try. Let me know below, but let's get into it. Alright guys, so the first product I have here is the Covergirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk. This says it has coconut milk and aloe extract. I got the shade 530 Fairlight, which looks pretty good. It's really hard to decipher it with the undertone since I couldn't find a description of anything, but it's vegan, has a dewy finish, and then I have some more information in my notes about this. But yeah, before we start, I did want to share with you guys the Credo gift with purchase that's going on right now. It just started. I'm not sure when the end date is. It's probably going to end pretty soon, but I wanted to share with you guys this gift with purchase if you spend over $100 because I think it has some really good stuff in here. You get the Well People. This is a full size of their Bio Brightener Invisible Powder, which I'm actually going to be using today. You get a Biohip Rosehip Bio Regenerate Rapid Radiance Mask, a Sahajan toner. I love the oil cleanser from this brand, and I've been really enjoying this so far. Then you also get my favorite lip glosses from Kier Weiss. You get the shade Fascination, which I've been obsessed with as well. It's the perfect, like, it's a nude, but it has more color to it. And you also get a Indie Lee Brightening Cleanser little sample. Amazing cleanser if you guys haven't tried that. And then the last thing is the Herbivore Phoenix Oil, which I have yet to try, but I've heard such good things. So it's really cool they're doing that little gift. They did send that to me to share with you guys. But if you're interested in getting that with your purchase, if you had things in mind you want to pick up anyway, I will link it below. Let's get into the foundation details. So I did write down some stuff about the ingredients because I know you guys are probably going to be commenting, asking me about that if I didn't go over it. So first off, again, this is called the Skin Milk. It comes in 14 shades, which I think is a pretty decent shade range for a newly launched foundation. It has no parabens, sulfates, phthalates, and it's vegan and cruelty-free. And so the only ingredient in here that I found that some of you guys might not be comfortable with, besides it having silicones, it does have multiple forms of silicones in it. So if you don't use silicones, obviously you're not going to want to try this, but it does have phenoxyethanol. That sounds right. That is a preservative found in a lot of cosmetics. I have done research on that, and it's not, I feel like it's not as scary as it's really made out to be. It is only allowed up to 1% in cosmetics. In the studies they have done on it, it has been like orally fed to rats, not applied to the skin of anything. So it's kind of different. I mean, you guys do your own research, of course, but that's just what I found. So personally, I'm comfortable using it. I don't really mind. But that was the only ingredient from doing research that I found that would be any sort of red flag for you guys. Of course, just take a look at the ingredients yourself and see if there's anything you want to avoid. There is coconut oil in this as well. I wanted to mention that. But overall, the ingredients are actually pretty good in this. I wanted to go over this line because it is affordable. It's at like the drugstore, it's at Ulta, and I wanted to bring you guys more affordable, clean options for those of you who don't mind. Like, for those of you who don't want super pure ingredients but still want something better for your skin, or if you have sensitive skin, I think it's amazing that Covergirl is trying to come out with some better cosmetics. So I got this off of Amazon for $13.49, so not super cheap, but it is on the more affordable side, and again, it's on Amazon, Ulta, so it's pretty accessible. I'm gonna go ahead and shake this up before we try it. I'll also be doing a wear test today, and usually I break out from coconut oil, but I'm willing to try this for you guys. I think I'm gonna try, here's the shade by the way, it's probably gonna be a little hard to see. I'm probably gonna try one side of my face with a sponge and then the other side with a brush. And I believe this claims to have light medium coverage, maybe just light coverage, because it is like a skin milk, more of like a lightweight type of marketed product. So the scent on this, I'm really surprised, like it doesn't, I got it on my nose, but it's gonna be there anyway. It doesn't have any sort of like strong sort of foundation scent, which is really nice. It smells a little bit like makeup, but only if you like really sniff it. I can't smell it on my face, and also it doesn't like, it's not overwhelming of a smell, is what I'm trying to get across. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start with my sponge and see what kind of finish and coverage we get out of this. Okay, that's actually blending out really nicely. And in terms of coverage, it's definitely more coverage than I thought it would initially give me. I thought it would be one of those super sort of light coverage dewy skin products, which I'm not usually a huge fan of. Okay, I also wanted to mention there is no fragrance ingredient listed in this product. Besides, there's linol and lamine, which I think both are from lemon. If you guys have a sensitivity to that, this isn't gonna work for you, but it doesn't have any artificial fragrance listed. I would say so far this shade is a neutral tone, which worked out pretty well. I didn't want to get anything too light. I believe this is the third lightest shade. I'm gonna try this with the brush and see if it gives any sort of different finish. There's something weird I'm noticing. There's like these little chunks of I don't know exactly what, but they came right from the bottle. Like they weren't on my hand or anything. Like maybe just like the ingredients weren't mixed completely. I won't be able to show you because they're so tiny. You can kind of see it on my chin. Okay, with a brush, you're definitely gonna get more coverage since this is like such a lightweight foundation formula. The sponge is gonna shear it out. I mean, that's a given. I'm not really surprised by that. Okay, so far this side of my face with the brush definitely has more coverage as compared to the one with the sponge. They both offer a similar finish. I'm gonna go over with my sponge on the brush side just to get the streak marks out. I would say that's probably the way to go with this type of formula, is to apply it with a brush and then press it in with a sponge. It's very similar to the Ilia foundation where it is very thin. And the only thing like weird so far is just like those little chunks in the formula. It's nothing too noticeable, like they kind of just roll off of your face. Zoom you in so you can see better, and I really like the finish of it, and it has more coverage than I was expecting. I was expecting this to be super light, and it feels really nice on the skin so far. It doesn't feel heavy at all. It doesn't have a lot of a stick to it or any oiliness. It kind of just feels like skin almost. I'm really impressed with this so far. Let's see how it wears. I'm gonna do a second layer and we'll see how it builds up first. Okay, so I'm dotting this on my face and I'm gonna blend it out for the second layer, see how much coverage we could get out of it. Okay, here's the second layer. This is about as much coverage I feel like I could get from it. So I would say at most it's like a good solid medium coverage with 2 layers. First layer, it's more of like a light medium, but it definitely had more coverage than I was expecting. So far, I really like how it looks. If it wears well, I think it will be a nice sort of everyday lightweight foundation if you like products like this. And the only thing, again, so far is just the little chunks in it that I don't know. I don't know what that is. It's pretty weird. Next, I'm putting on some of the Ilia True Skin Serum Concealer. And I know how this wears, so it won't affect the foundation wear too much. Before we set the under eyes, I have 2 more products to use. The first one is the Clean Fresh Cream Blush. This whole collection has 3 items. I have the shade 330 Sweet Innocence. This comes in 4 shades. It has hyaluronic acid in it. Again, nothing in the ingredients that I could find. Doing my own research, that is really a red flag. And let me swatch it for you guys before I put it on my cheeks. It's a really interesting squeezy tube. The finish of this is, it's like a super metallic blush. so it's kind of going to act like a highlight, I guess, as well. These are really pigmented and they're metallic, but they're not, I don't see any visible like actual shimmer in them. For this, I'm also going to use my sponge. I'm just going to get the product on it, dab it onto my cheeks and see how it works. I don't know if I like that shade. It's going on pretty nicely. I don't notice it picking up on the foundation or really removing any coverage. These do dry really fast. I just noticed on my hand. So definitely work quickly. I don't know. I'm not initially like impressed with these really at all, to be honest. I don't think it added much to my skin. And the last product I have is... Someone started a fire. Okay, the last product I have is their Clean Fresh Cooling Glow Stick, which is a highlight. It comes in 4 shades, and this does have fragrance in it. It also has essential oil, so if you have sensitivities to that, definitely keep an eye out. It also has alpha isomethylone, which I found is not good if you have sensitive skin as well. So if you do have sensitive skin, this is the one I would stay away from because it has a couple ingredients. When I bought this, I did order it on Amazon. I don't know if you can see how just messed up it is, but when I opened it, I don't know if it's gonna come out again, but it just fell out. Like I opened it and it fell out onto the floor, and I accidentally got a transparent shade. It said Universal Glow, but it is actually just clear, and it has like the tiniest bit of shimmer to it. I don't know. This doesn't make sense. It definitely has a fragrance to it, and I'm even gonna put this on my face because I feel like it's not gonna go well. And when I put it on my hand, it feels mattifying. So I have no idea like what is going on with this, but that's definitely a pass for me. The other 2 products we're gonna wear and see how they work out, but that one, I don't know. Maybe if you get another shade, but now I am gonna set my face very lightly with the Well People Bio Brightener Powder, just because this is how I would usually do makeup. Like if I'm wearing foundation and concealer, I'm setting my face. If you guys don't, obviously you don't have to, but I have pretty combo skin, somewhat oil, so my skin can get oily throughout the day, and setting is necessary for me. Also going to set right in my smile lines where my foundation usually creases, and my nose where I get the most oily. I'm actually taking the tiniest bit and setting the rest of my face, just so when I put on powdered bronzer, it doesn't get patchy. Even powdered down, it has a little bit of a glow still. It looks super natural on the skin. That's definitely my one takeaway from it so far, is that if you like a more natural finish, a more lighter coverage, seems like it would be right up your alley. For bronzer, I'm using the CoverFX. This is the monochromatic bronzer duo in Sun-Kissed Bronze, which is the lighter shade. I'm gonna go ahead and mix both of these and apply them. Oh my god, I forget how pigmented these are all the time. Right, that's done. I'm gonna throw on a little bit of highlight. This is the Honest Beauty Night Reflection Luminizing Powder. I still have the old packaging of this. This is one of my favorite highlights. It's super subtle, but still makes you look glowy. Okay, now with the bronzer and highlight, I don't mind the blush as much anymore. It does make you look a little dewy, but it's not, it's super metallic when you swatch it, but on the face it does just give a natural glow. Alright, now I'm really quickly gonna put on some lips. I'm using the Kjaer Weis Rose Lip Liner, and then I'm gonna wear the Honest Beauty Forever Liquid Lipstick. Alright, here's our face so far. I actually really like the finish of the foundation and how just skin-like it looks. Question is, will it wear well, especially with more emollient products like coconut oil? But yeah, it feels really comfortable. It honestly does not feel like I have anything on my face at all. It is a little bit like sticky still, even with like a light layer of powder, but it's very slight. It's not super tacky or anything. So this will serve as my first check-in. It is 2:58 right now, so 3 o'clock. I'll wear it as long as I can and come back and update you guys throughout the day, how it's wearing, how it's looking. So far so good, but only time will tell what the heck this will look like at the end of the day. Alright guys, I'm back for my final check-in. It's 8:52 now, so 9 o'clock. Foundation's been on for about 6 hours. So far, I haven't done anything to my face. I haven't touched up. I haven't really touched it that much either. So far, I'm actually really impressed with how it's sitting on my skin. Usually with this point of wear, I get pretty oily. My forehead's getting a little shiny, but it's nothing crazy. I'm actually pretty happy with how it's looking around my chin and mouth. It's usually where most foundations will break up. I also have combo skin and I have acne and also healing acne. So usually I have like dry healing spots but also active spots, and then also my smile line. So there's a lot of combination of different skin things going on, so foundation can bunch up, cling to dry patches. It did crease a tiny bit in my smile lines, nothing too bad though. And around my nose I usually get a lot of bunching up because I do produce a lot of oil, but it's not looking too horrible. It did rub off a tiny bit on my nose, but like around my chin where I have acne scarring, I think it actually looks pretty good. It is looking a tiny bit cakey just in those areas where I have texture, but for the rest of my face, it looks really smooth. So right here, you can tell it's getting a little bit cakey around my nose, and same a little bit on my forehead. But again, I do have very textured skin in those areas, and most foundations do end up looking like that. I'm not getting too oily. Overall, I would say I'm definitely impressed with how it's wearing. At this point in the day, I was not expecting this because usually with more lightweight, sort of everyday glowy marketed foundations do not last well or look good on my skin. But this one I would say is actually really beautiful looking. It's definitely a nice everyday foundation. If you prefer a lighter coverage, if you don't really like to feel anything on your face, it's super lightweight. It doesn't feel heavy at all. Even after 6 hours when I have oils mixed into it as well, it's not too makeup-y looking. It's not horrendous. Is it the most perfect looking foundation? No, but I still think it's a pretty good option. Okay, so overall, I would say if you like lighter coverage, if you want more of a satin finish, I think you would really enjoy this foundation. If you have really oily skin, I don't think this would be mattifying enough for you. But if you do have skin like me where you do have some dry patches, you get a little bit oily, more of combination skin, I think it's pretty decent for the price. If you've been wanting a product like this that's more affordable, I think it's worth a try if you're interested in it. Again, finish was nice. It wore pretty decently. It's not horrible looking at this point in the day. The shades can be a little bit confusing. I believe they have this in Ulta. I'm not sure if they have it in store yet. Yeah, the only negative I would say is that it's a little hard to pick a shade just based online because they don't give undertones. Maybe there's swatches somewhere. I'll have to look up. Again, it's pretty new foundation, so not a lot of information out there. And the only other weird thing was like the chunks that I had in mine. I'm guessing it just like wasn't mixed up properly. It wasn't like anything weird. It just seemed like mineral chunks, if that makes any sense. But overall, I'm impressed with this. With the other two products, I don't really think this blush is worth purchasing. Along with the highlight, these were kind of just like, I feel like they're not worth picking up. I think there's a lot better products out there for similar price. Like the cream blush, if you wanted a good cream blush, the Honest Beauty ones are amazing, and I think they're pretty similar. And then with this, I just don't understand this. I think it's weird. Good cream highlight would be like the Physicians Formula Organic Wear one. That one's amazing. If you have a skin type similar to mine, I think you might like this. Give it a shot if you like products like this. With these two, I would pass on them. I had so much fun testing out this new line for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you're gonna try anything from the line. Thank you for watching. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video.